Hi everyone, it's Robyn. I have a new project to share with you on behalf of the Wild Orchid Crafts YouTube design team, the Wild Bunch. Our challenge for the month of January was to take an object and transform it into something other than its intended purpose. And I have done that to an extent with this project. Obviously you can see it's storage. I'm not going to change that. But if you look at the pictures that I will insert right here, you can see that it was the colors and decor of it were rather juvenile, and also that it only had 3 buttons or 3 of the drawer pulls, so it was missing the bottom 2. And apart from the rather I don't know, like I said, juvenile color, I knew that I wouldn't enjoy it so much in my craft room the way it was, and then so I decided to go ahead and use that as my project to alter. So what I did was I painted the entire thing with gesso, 2 coats in most places to cover up the decals and the bright paint of the original. And then I took and did some stenciling with the modeling paste, and what I used was this Celtic knot stencil. And of course, those of you that know me know that I love Ireland. We lived there for several years, and so anything Irish or Celtic I'm totally drawn to. So when I saw that, I knew exactly what I wanted to use it on. I wanted it for the sides of my altered little drawer thing. So once I had added the layer of the modeling paste and I let that dry, I went over it with a coat and just kind of dry brushed it in most places with the Spa Blue Americana acrylic paint. Let that dry, and then I also used the folk art paint, and this is in the color seashell pink, and just dry brushed over that as well. Then if you see a shimmer, I've sprayed a lot of it with the iridescent gold glimmer mist, as well as dabbed it in along the surface with a pearl dabber from Ranger. And so these drawer pulls, they were just natural color drawer pulls. Let me go ahead and grab one here. These you can just pick up in the wood section at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. You see they have a larger hole on one end and a smaller hole on the other. When these drawer pulls came off, there was tiny little posts left in here. So when I adhered this onto the drawer, I just of course slipped it over that tiny post, and then the glue that I used was E6000, so it's on here really solid, and I don't think it's going to go anywhere. So and then of course I added to the smaller little top portion just the 5mm self-adhesive rhinestone in the aqua color from Wild Orchid Crafts. And I added just to the sides the Guy Pure lace on the left and right. I didn't put any on the front because I didn't, of course, want it to interfere with the drawer. So I have a lot going on at the top here as well, and it's just a really fun cluster with some of my favorite colors and favorite products from Wild Orchid Crafts. I've used the 40mm pink trellis rose, and I love, love, love this one. This is the comes from the mixed blues in the 35mm trellis rose. I've added some 15mm open roses in a cream color, as well as this cute little tea rose there, some sweetheart blossoms, and then some closed rosebuds. These are 5mm, and then some hip rosebuds. And then I thought it just needed a nice pop of like a primary color, so I added 3 little 5mm closed rosebuds in the red color. I've added some seam binding that was white, and I've just sprayed that with one of my mists, and then crinkled that up and let it dry overnight. Cut it in smaller pieces, tied a bow right here. It's all just layered, so it's hard to distinguish where something starts and ends, and that's by design. But to the bottom layer here, there's a cotton crochet doily that I cut apart and just used in the layering, and then of course the seam binding, and it has these nice little glittery leaves. There was 1 spray of that, and these came from, I think it must have been Michael's. The glass pearl beads and the pearl strand here, and so it was just a really fun project. I hot glued all of this on, and it's on there really durable, really solid. I thought about adding some stickles or something, but I think it has enough going on. And although this was intended to be like a trinket box or a jewelry box, I decided to use it for craft storage. So I think it'll make a nice addition to my craft room. And I've been doing a lot of reorganization, as you may have seen on my videos. And I just think this is going to be a nice little desktop item. It's functional, and the drawers measure about 3.5 inches by 4 3/4 wide, and they're quite deep, so there's ample storage for little bits and bobs and different little things, and it's just really pretty. So quite my style, and I really had a good time altering it. I haven't altered a whole lot of things that I guess kind of drastically. I've started with raw materials, but this was fun to grab out my gesso I haven't used in ages. And just the stenciling was fun, and of course I always love using Wild Orchid Crafts products. So anyway, that is my project that I wanted to be able to share with you. And if you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to leave me a comment down in the info bar or down in the comment section below. And as always, I will have all of the product codes to the Wild Orchid Crafts products right down there in the info bar. And thank you so very much for watching. And if you liked this video, I sure would appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up and like it. And thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.